Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nazwa Salsabilla with name 233010431. For today's video, I will present you a topic, the causes of low literacy in Indonesia's education. Without any further ado, let's get started. So, before we get into the causes of low literacy in Indonesian's educations, let's see what is the literacy mean. So, what do you guys know about literacy? Literacy refers to ability to read, write, and comprehend written text effectively. It goes beyond just knowing how to recognize words. It involves understanding, interpreting, and analyzing information in a variety of texts. Literacy also includes the ability to communicate ideas clearly through writing and to engage critically with content, which are essential skills for academic success and lifelong learning. In education, literacy is a foundational skill that opens doors to other subjects and areas of knowledge. Without strong literacy skills, students struggle to keep up with their peers, limiting their opportunities and potential in further education and employment. And did you know, guys, that according to Program for International Student Assessment or PISA 2018, Indonesia ranked 72nd out of 77 countries in reading literacy. Like how low our rank in other countries about our literacy. So in almost in Southeast Asia, we also in the lowest rank. Like how shame we are. Like we free, we are have education system, but we still at the lowest rank on PISA about our literacy. As you can see from this picture, you can see that how low rate of our literacy in Indonesian's education from our fluent, access, alternative, and the culture. As you can see, we have low rates. Even we can stay in the middle. We have in the low rate of literacy in our education, Indonesia. So we must ask ourselves, our nation, what is the causes of the low literacy in Indonesia education? The first one is poverty. World Bank data said the Indonesia poverty rate has hovered around 9 to 10% in recent years. Children with low incomes family often cannot afford school-related expenses such as fees, tuitions, uniforms, books, and transportation. As you can see, that poverty make us can attend the school, can improve our skills because we don't have any money, we don't have anything to attend the school. And also, a study by Indonesia Ministry of Education and Culture, Kemendikbud, indicates that poverty is a leading cause of educational discontinuation. Children in impoverished households are more likely to prioritize work over schooling to support their families, limiting their opportunities to develop literacy skills. Like you are just a teenager, but you know that your family is cannot afford your school, so you prioritize work than your school. Of course, you can develop literacy skills because in work life, no one will teach you about literacy, how to read, how to write, how to comprehend the information. So it of course the poverty is one of the causes low literacy in Indonesian educations. So with the poverty, the child is forced to work by their families or by themselves because they know that they can afford the tuitions, all of the tuitions, so they choose to work more than the school. The next one is the school facilities. According to UNICEF, only about 60% of Indonesian schools meet the minimum infrastructure standard, with rural areas facing faring worse. As you can see, many of our school facilities is not a standard for our school, like for our um, education for our education. So many schools in rural on remote areas lack basic facilities is uneducated classroom, sanitation, and drinking water. We can see maybe in the city, in the big city, we can see good facilities. But what if we look in the rural and remote areas? We can see the gap of the facilities see on these areas. Sometimes we found that the ceiling is there are holes in the ceilings, there are no good sanitation for the toilets, and there is no library, mm, and there is no much classroom for the students to study. So the next one, also the teachers qualification. The Indonesia Teachers Association, or IKIP, reports that only about 60% of teachers met the national certification standards, with rural areas having even lower rates. As you can see, even the teacher, not the students, not only the students, but also the teachers, has not the qualification as a teachers. Maybe they sometimes we find that teachers didn't know their rules, didn't know their task, and making them no qualification to teaching their students. So one of the factors of the low literacies in Indonesia education is also the teachers. If you met a teachers with low qualifications, how can they teach their students? Well, they didn't know their fast or any knowledge about anything. So the teachers is also one of the factors of low literacy in Indonesia education. So the fourth one is curriculum. The national curriculum has been criticized for its heavy emphasis on memorization and standardized testing, rather than fostering critical thinking and comprehension skills. This approach can hinder students' ability to understand and engage with facts meaningfully. As we can see, over 20 years, like in the past 20 years, we often change our education ministry change the curriculum frequently from the KTSP and from KTSP curriculum and 2013 curriculum, and now we can say that Merdeka curriculum. They changed the curriculum, but sometimes we found that when they change, they didn't. The ministry didn't know what are they gonna change. Some curriculum may not. We found that some curriculum that not relevant to the students' lives or the modern context, reducing engagement and interesting in literacy activities. Sometimes we found that the curriculum is not relevant with our lives, with the students' lives. So how can we improve our literacy skills while the curriculum is not relevant to the students? So the last one is the fifth one is limited access to reading material. According to the Ministry of Education, only about 50% of schools in disadvantaged regions have adequate libraries, restricting students and exposure to varied reading materials. So, as we can see, in our areas, we didn't much see the library. Maybe we see library, but sometimes the library is not cannot give us a space to improve our literary. So with the little access, we can search for reading materials, and from that factors, we can see the impact of this limited access is low literacies in Indonesia educations. And the last one is technologies gap. According to the Ministry of Education or Kemendikbud, only about 60% of urban schools have computer labs, while rural schools lag behind significantly. We have to be uh, blessed that our school have good facilities, but sometimes we can use that. I don't know why, but the lack of facilities, the lack of technologies, also the causes of the low literacies in Indonesia's educations. Um, we can avoid technology, because technology and education is a combo one. We can separate them. Technology is support education, because we live in digitalization, so we have to use some technologies to support our educations. One of them is our literacy skills. We can, from the technologies, we can support our literacy skills. All right, from this presentation, we can conclude that there are several factors of the low literacies in Indonesia education. The first one is poverty. The next one is school facilities, teachers' qualification, curriculums, limited access to reading materials, and the last one is technologies gap. And one of the former Secretary General of United Nations, Kofi Annan, said that literacy is a bridge from misery to hope. It is a tool for daily life and modern society. It is a bulwark against poverty, and a building block of development of an essential complement to investment in roads, dams, and clinics and factories. So, from the causes of the low literacy in Indonesia's education, we hope that we and the ministry can build good literacy by the component with relevant with our situation, with our nation situation. We can imitate other countries, but we have to look back on what our nation needs, so we can improve from low to high literacy skills in Indonesia. I think that's all from me, and thank you for listening to me, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.